Hi there, this is Solitary Ronan from Solitary Ronan Films, and welcome to another episode of 6 of the Best, where I pick 6 performances by an actor and then ask politely for your 6 best or 6 favourite performances by that actor. Today we're going to look at Marcello Mastroianni, an actor who I've only really grown to appreciate over the last few years, because very much like his performance in a film I'll get to, I always had a kind of image of Mastroianni as a ladies' man in films and not that much depth to him. Obviously that has changed. Obviously in reality he was actually married for 46 years before his death at the age of 72. But as my journey into Italian cinema has grown over the last few years, certainly outside the big directors, my appreciation for Mastroianni has went through the roof, and now I do understand he is one of the greatest actors of all time. So again, these 6 aren't, me saying these are the best or whatever, but these are just 6 of my favourite films of Mastroianni's and favourite performances of Mastroianni's. I do think they do show, a range of Mastroianni that's not just the ladies' man who I kind of ignorantly thought of him in the past. So we'll start with a film that really should have a Blu-ray by now. Mario Monicelli's Big Deal on Madonna Street from 1958. This is available on Criterion DVD, but again, not on Blu-ray as far as I am aware. This is a comedy, and really the big star is Vittorio Gassman. This is an example of Mastroianni as a supporting character. It's about a robbery, and it's absolutely brilliant. Also stars Claudia Cardinale. And Mastroianni plays more of a fool in this film, but it is so much fun. It's, again, sometimes Italian comedies, I guess a kind of reputation of Italian comedy is it's not that far away from tragedy, but this one is actually genuinely funny, and the setup is wonderful as this group of desperate characters get together to perform a robbery, and it's an absolute joy, as is Mastroianni. Next, from 1961, is La Notte, or The Night, by Antonioni. See, I do like some Antonioni films. Yes, I'm not as high on him as other people are. I've still to watch a few. I've still got Red Desert in the backlog, for example. But La Notte I do really like. Mastroianni stars along with Jean Moreau as a couple who are kind of not as connected as they once were, and they kind of drift through into this evening and go to a party. It's actually a very nice double bill with Last Year in Marienbad by Alan Rennie, because I get joy out of it thinking that all of them are dead and they're just drifting through this night. And that makes me enjoy it even more. Beautiful black and white cinematography, great performances. Yes, 122 minutes, it's still over long. That's one of my problems with Antonioni. But I think this is Antonioni at his best. And Mastroianni is quite wonderful in it as well. Next is the film that kind of created my perception of Mastroianni. It's Fellini's 8.5. This is a 4-film set that I've still to watch the other 3. I know I'll get to it eventually. I've talked before about my Fellini phobia, but 8.5 is really, again, a film that I personally don't see the greatness in. I've only seen it once though, so obviously I'll be watching it again. It's still a good film. It's got an absolutely brilliant opening, an absolutely brilliant ending, but the middle is somewhat of a chore for me. But Mastroianni, as essentially Fellini, does give a wonderful performance, but that's the kind of performance that I thought Mastroianni just was. But obviously I've been proven wrong, of course, because I'm an idiot. But certainly 8.5 is iconic, as is La Dolce Vita, but I've still to watch that. But you can't have a 6 of the best of Mastroianni without 8.5, whether you love the film or like it or can't stand it. But it's weird because I'm going to show you a film from the same year, 1963. Now 8.5 is viewed as one of the greatest films of all time. It's usually in the top 10, top 20 films of all time. But personally I think this film blows it out of the water. But again, that's just me, my opinion, as we've found out over the last 5.5, 6 years, is obviously not fact. It's Mario Monicelli again. I didn't realise this was the second Monicelli in the 6. It's The Organizer, made in the same year, and again 8.5's like one of the greatest films of all time, and hardly anybody's seen The Organizer, which is just baffling. It was recommended to me by my friend John Sayles, who said it was fantastic, and you can see why John Sayles would like it. It's about a travelling kind of union agitator played by Mastroianni, who gets the workers in a Turin textile factory to think about a union and a strike. Don't know what I can see, but Mastroianni has actually got a beard, and he does look a bit like a homeless bum. Not that everybody with a beard looks like a homeless bum, but it's so far removed from 8.5, by the way Mastroianni looks in 8.5. And this is a film that just has everything. Of course, as with all great Italian films, it's got the north-south divide in it. It has tragedy, it has comedy, it has characters you actually care about and what happens to them. It's hopeful, but it's also bleak AF, as the kids might say. It's just an absolute masterwork, and for me, it's the best thing Mastroianni was in 1963. Moving on, another one of my favourite directors that I've discovered recently, well, the last few years. It's Elio Petri's 10th Victim, with Mastroianni and Ursula Andress with her bikini that fires bullets. This is basically an art house Hunger Games from 1965. It has Mastroianni, who's all blondied up there. Don't know whether you can see that. Is trying to stay alive, and Ursula Andress is hunting him, and vice versa. It's absolutely hilarious. It's a wonderful satire, lots of salient points. It's probably an outlier for Petri. Yes, it's political, but obviously not as political as some of his other films. It's just a blast. This is a Blu-ray DVD from Shameless. It is available in Region A as well, I believe. And again, Mastroianni, all blondied up, looks different again, as he did in The Organiser. And then finally, with the last pick, we're going to fast forward 12 years to 1977. And A Special Day, where Mastroianni certainly doesn't play a ladies' man. He plays obviously an older gentleman who has a kind of friendship with a dowdy Sophia Loren, if that's possible. But Sophia Loren is dowdy as you can make Sophia Loren. On the day in 1938 where Mussolini invited Hitler into Rome, and the whole building's away enjoying this, and these two people are pretty much left, two people that don't fit in to kind of the world around them. It's a beautiful, quiet little film, and again it shows Mastroianni's depth. He doesn't have to be all glamorous, and it shows Sophia Loren's depth as well. As I said, as dowdy as Sophia Loren can be. It's just a wonderful film by Ettore Scola. So that's 6 of Mastroianni's best according to me. As I said, I don't know what I'm talking about. So please let me know your 6 favourite or the 6 best performances by Mastroianni. A true screen legend, an icon, and somebody that I slept on, not literally, but slept on for a lot of years before I saw the light. See, it is possible for some people to change if you just open your mind. So thanks very much for watching. Again, please leave comments, preferably about Mastroianni's films, because I do enjoy reading your comments. And hopefully you'll join me again for more 6 of the best. Not the most regular videos that I do, but every now and again I pop one out. So thanks very much for watching. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.